What's up, guys? It's Friday, which means we got another bracketology from Joe Lenardi,
Let's go.
which means Z-Dub Sports Nation is back with another bracketology fresh for you guys because we love you.
Yeah, we love making these videos. It's so much fun for us. We love talking ball. We love the support.
You guys have helped us a lot. We're up over 100 subs now, close to 4,000 views, all because you guys. You guys are the ones helping us here, getting us to that number, so we appreciate it.
Yep, really appreciate it, guys.
It shows you guys are loving our videos, and like Zach said, we love making them for you. And speaking of videos, Zach, we got another one here for him because some stuff happened in college basketball this week.
Yeah, it was a big week of college ball. We saw some crazy games. Saw a crazy Providence Xavier game.
Yeah, game of the year candidate, you called it.
I think so. I mean, going to triple OT is always fun to watch.
And there's some dramatics in it with some issues with the court. It had everything in that game. It was a movie. It was a roller coaster. And that's just the start of the week, man.
It is. It was a good week, and let's get into it.
Let's get into it. And like usual, let's start with our bubble. Let's open it up in the bubble, and we look at the last four buys, Zach. And right there, we see three teams that on Tuesday weren't there. Honestly, the bubble is the only thing that really changed a lot in this bracket.
That's true. The bracket didn't change much, but as far as the bubble goes,
sorry, the last four buys, my bad, of the bubble.
Oh, the last four buys.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, Rutgers and Michigan. That was the game that we got to see between a couple bubble teams. And Michigan came out on top in a game they really needed to get, I feel like.
Yeah.
And it's important because Juwan Howard, it's his first game not being there.
Yeah, and those boys rallied. We said in our video on Tuesday, it's a turning point for Michigan in a sense that they have the ability, they have the experience on that team to fight past it, but were they going to? And it seemed like in their game against Rutgers, they were able to, and they found a way to get a win.
It did. Huge game for Michigan, and it gives me a little bit of confidence going forward in them.
And then the other team in there that made the appearance into the last four buys, a team that was in the tournament on Tuesday, was TCU. They followed the last four buys, which the Horned Frogs have been playing
losing a lot of games, no bad losses for them.
Yeah.
As we know, there's no really bad losses you can take in the Big 12. But they have been skidding a little bit. So now we see them on the last four buys, but they definitely have some opportunities coming up.
We'll see how they go. The team on the last four in now is Indiana, Zach.
Yeah, another team kind of like TCU. They've been losing a lot of games lately in the Big 10. But they rebounded a little bit. They beat Maryland to keep themselves back on the bubble with some huge opportunities to get some quad one wins coming up.
And a team that's been flying under the radar, no pun intended, a team we haven't talked about at all is the Dayton Flyers. They've been quietly putting together a good record and a good resume in the A10 on top of a win at the start of the year against Kansas.
That's a good point. Bringing up that Kansas point's huge because that win alone mixed with a solid resume and with a bunch of conference wins might be enough to push the committee to put them in.
You never know with Dayton. I just find it funny. No one's been talking about them.
Nobody. It's very, very quietly putting together a good year for them.
And then on the next four out, we see the Oregon Ducks coming off a win against UCLA the other day. Oregon's playing some good basketball. They lost by 3, I believe, last Saturday against Arizona. This coming up on Saturday. Now they play USC. It's a big time for Oregon. We talked about it. We've mentioned it. This win, if they can get it on Saturday, is going to help them and quite possibly puts them in the tournament.
Yeah, this upcoming stretch for Oregon is huge, especially this game, like we'll say on Saturday. They need this one desperately. So for Oregon, if you're an Oregon fan, that's going to be a nerve-wracking game for you on Saturday because they need it bad.
We'll see what happens with the Ducks. It's going to be something to talk about on Tuesday, no matter what happens in it. But we'll go to go from the bubble into our bracket, and the number 1 overall seed yet again is Gonzaga. And yet again, they're taking on the winner of Texas Southern and New Orleans. And I like Gonzaga here.
Yep, Gonzaga.
Here we have Colorado State taking on Miami, and I like Colorado State. I'm looking forward to seeing this team. We're seeing Colorado State tomorrow when Zach and I head down to Logan, 3 hours south of us. It's going to be a good game. We're looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to getting to see the Rams in person, Zach.
I am too. The Colorado State's an impressive team, and to get another look at them in person for me, it'd be my second time seeing them, Will's first time. We're excited for it. We like this Colorado State team. I think they're better in Miami.
I think it's going to be a good game, and I like the Rams in this one.
I like the Rams.
I like UConn here against Iona, and I'll tell you why I like UConn. I feel like they're putting together some wins, and they're playing some better basketball. They're coming off a win against Villanova at home on Monday, or was it Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Tuesday. They did it for a large portion of the game without their coach. Their coach got ejected for trying to fire up the crowd. That was funny. I don't know if I've seen that ejection before. But quite honestly, UConn's been playing some good basketball, and they beat a Nova team who's, as much as I trash Nova and bash on them, they're not terrible, and it's a good win, especially for them in the Big East. So I like UConn right now.
I do too. I like UConn. UConn, they got a great point guard in RJ Cole. Big fan of what they're doing right now.
We go down to Ohio State taking on Toledo, and Ohio State is a team that we talked about the other day about how originally we said EJ Liddell could carry this team forward, but now it's not just EJ Liddell.
Yeah, they have an emergence of a second star right now, and that's Malachi Branham from the same high school LeBron played at.
St. Vincent, St. Mary's.
St. Mary's. So, he has that going for him. And he's playing insane. Put up 30 last night against Illinois when they beat Illinois on the road. 4 straight games of 20 points. If he becomes that second star, watch out for Ohio State.
Yeah, I like Ohio State too in this one. I think if they get that, like you said, they get that second guy, it's going to make a difference for them.
It will.
So that'll be good. We got SC taking on Davidson here, and SC, they've been winning, but they haven't been playing great, Zach.
No, I don't like them right now. Like barely being a 3-22 Oregon State team.
On top of their game on Sunday where they beat Wazoo by 2.
By 2, they're not doing anything to give us confidence.
No.
And Davidson's actually quietly put up 7. They've won 7 of their last 8 in a solid A10 conference. So I think I like Davidson to get by.
I can get by Davidson right here. I can get with it. We go down and we see Texas Tech taking on Texas State. And we mentioned not much changed in the bracket, but what did change was Texas Tech falling to a 3 after dismantling Oklahoma. Don't ask me in what made Joe Lunardi think this is going to be a good idea. I guess Duke beating the mighty Virginia Cavaliers was
enough. I guess he liked the road win of it, but I'm pretty sure Tech beat it. Maybe it was at home. I don't remember. We don't like it either way.
Either way. But in this matchup, I like Tech still.
I do too. This Tech team, ooh, they're good.
They're good. They got some boys there. We got Michigan State now taking on Creighton, and Michigan State was a team we talked about in our video on Tuesday, and how we liked their point guard with Ryan Nemhard. Well, is there a Z-dub curse on that one?
A little bit of a curse, I think.
Yeah.
Breaks his wrist the very next day, so he's out for the year. And if he's healthy, obviously I'd pick Creighton in this game. He's not healthy. I got to go Sparty.
And that's back-to-back videos now where Zach Bauman has picked Michigan State to win in the first round.
Oh, sad.
I think we're seeing we're breaking some new ground here, which is good to see. We see Duke now taking on Yale, and Duke gets that 2 after beating Virginia, which I don't know.
We're a little sad by that.
But still, I think Duke's better than Yale.
Yep.
And going with that, I think Duke's better than Michigan State.
I'd have to agree.
I think something that we haven't talked about on this show, but is worth noting, is the fact that this is Coach K's final year. And I think they're gonna play for him. And that is the only reason why I would have faith in Duke right now, is because they're gonna try and play for Coach K, and they're gonna try and they're gonna fight their hardest to try and win him a chip in his last year.
I think it kind of elevates their potential because they're going to band together around Coach K.
So that's something to watch for with Duke, and that is something that we are watching. Hey, we said something nice about Duke. Look at us.
First time
We're
ever.
making ground. But all seriousness there, that is something to watch with Duke. We got Texas Tech and Davidson, and I like Tech in this one.
I do too. Tech, all around balanced attack.
Yeah, for sure. We got UConn and Ohio State now, Zach. I think 2 teams playing some good basketball.
They are playing good basketball.
And some quietly good basketball.
They're
not getting as much recognition as some other teams.
No.
But
I like it.
Well.
It's an intriguing matchup, I feel like. Now this is what it comes down for me. If Brandon becomes that secondary star, like we were talking about earlier, if Brandon continues this mixed with EJ Liddell to continue his exact same output, they can win that game. They can win this game. And so this is a tough one for me.
This is toss.
It's razor thin. I'll go Ohio State today.
I like this. I like Ohio State in this one. I think Brandon stays as that guy. And I think Ohio State is eager to avenge last year. They suffered a tough loss in the first game of the tournament. I remember throwing my TV remote at that one. I had Ohio State making it to the Final Four last year, and then they lose to Oral Roberts. And I think a lot of those guys remember that day. They remember that game, and they're going to try and put a little respect on Ohio State's
They're
name
going to
right
binge
now.
that, I think.
And so we go here to Gonzaga taking on Colorado State. And I like Gonzaga. I just think Gonzaga is too much.
They're too good. They're just too good for Colorado State.
I think Colorado State needs to get out of this little region right
They
here.
do.
We need to start a petition to get Colorado State out of there. Move them down to like a 10 if they have to. Just get them out of that. Get them out of there. I'd rather see them as a 10 than see them as a 8-9.
I would too.
Gonzaga taking on Ohio State now, though. And I like Gonzaga.
I do too. Gonzaga's too much right now.
Texas Tech taking on Duke here. And as much as we just talked up Duke, I think Tech's too much. I think they're just balanced.
They are. I don't think they're going to be afraid of the Duke brand or the storyline. They play in these big games all the time.
They get Kansas once a year. Twice a year they get Kansas. They see historic teams, like they see Texas still. They saw the defending national champions. It's nothing new for Tech to face a bigger team. Whereas some of these other schools that Duke could potentially face wouldn't be as experienced with it, especially this year. Tech has that experience.
I completely agree with that.
But now we get Tech taking on Gonzaga, and it's a matchup. Have we had a bracketology where we haven't had these two teams playing yet?
I don't think so. We're just so high on these teams. We have been for a long time now.
As much as we say Gonzaga and Purdue are the two best teams in college basketball, I could see a world in which Tech is the third best team in college basketball.
I think they are. I think they're the third best team. They're so balanced. They play defense at the highest of levels. Yeah. I think that's what makes this such a conflicting matchup. But I think since we had Tech last time,
I think we got to switch it back to Gonzaga.
Yeah, I think we have to. Phenomenal teams.
It's a great game. It'd be a great game.
I would die to see this game. I would love it.
We've seen it once this year, but I think it's a better matchup. I think it's different. And that's something worth noting. I think it's different this time around. But now we got the Auburn Tigers taking on Longwood and Norfolk State. And I like Auburn.
I like Auburn.
Xavier taking on Notre Dame and the Musketeers.
I like the Musketeers here. They've been losing lately, but I still like their roster, though.
That was their loss against Providence is tough to call a loss. Like that's a 3 overtime
heartbreaker.
Title fight, heartbreaker. Like we said, so much happened in that game. There was stoppages and just different things. I think you'd toss it out, if you ask me.
Yeah, I think
toss it out, or you take some positives away from it for Xavier for them to hang around in that game.
I think so too. Xavier's got a roster that could easily they need to see it flip their season around, and I think they can end up finishing the season maybe even as a 6 or a 7 as they were earlier in the year.
We'll see. Now we got Houston taking on San Francisco or Indiana, and it's a toss here. It's any of these 3 teams I could see winning, I guess.
I could too. I'm not really liking any of these 3 teams right now, like at all.
I think Houston though.
I guess we'll go Houston. A little more tourney experience with Houston. That's what we'll say.
UCLA and Vermont here, and Zach, I smell something.
Smell an upset.
I smell an upset. It's upset city right here
a
little bit.
UCLA. I don't like they're not playing with passion right now to me. No. I don't like their passion. I don't like what I'm seeing out of them. Johnny Juzang's a little banged up right now. I know there's time for March Madness, but
I debate how much they care sometimes.
I do too.
Like I've made this point a couple of times. UCLA seems like they don't want to win. The times I've watched them play, they take dumb shots, poor possession choices, you name it, they're making those decisions. And so for that reason, I question UCLA. And I think Vermont has a team that can win. They can. We've picked Vermont in a couple of upsets right now, and I think we do it again here.
I think so too. Team that still hasn't lost in their conference yet. Yeah. I think that holds weight to me in any conference you play in.
Yeah, for sure. And now we got LSU taking on the winner of Loyola, Chicago, and Memphis. And I like the Tigers in this one.
I like the Tigers too. I think them barely losing Kentucky gave me a little bit of hope too, to show they can hang with a high-profile team. So let's go Tigers.
Zach's position on some of the teams that he's so against is slowly starting to soften a little bit, maybe.
It's all situational. That's what it is.
It's all situational. And now we see Villanova and Wagner, and this is an upset we've picked a couple of times in picking Wagner in this game. But they just suffered a loss, right?
They did. They picked up their second conference loss, which they're still having a great season. You know, they are having a great season, but it does start to hurt my chances of believing like a Wagner team can pull off a monumental upset versus Nova. So I got to feel like Nova's that got to get this one.
I like Nova in this one. We got Iowa State taking on Wake here, and Wake.
Let's go Wake. A battle of teams that each have like one good individual score. Brockington, Driver State, Alondas Williams for Wake Forest. But it's a toss-up game, but Wake could get the job done.
Purdue taking on Colgate right now, and can Purdue beat the toothpaste?
It'd be tough for him. Nah, just kidding.
Purdue's got this one. We got Purdue taking on Wake here, and again, I like Purdue.
Like Purdue here.
Purdue gets that win and keeps marching on. And now we see Villanova and LSU, and it's too deep. LSU just plays some defense here.
They do. I think LSU could cause troubles for Villanova just because they do play really good defense.
LSU's a team that's been as high as number 12 in the nation at points this year. Correction on that. Last video I talked about them being as high as 3. They're as high as 12. But either way, they've been high at times this year, and I think they still got that potential to do it again.
I think so too. Now that we've seen now that Xavier Pinson's been back, his impact on LSU is huge. Like they played so much better these last 2 games with Pinson back. So I could see Tigers winning this game.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
So Tigers advance here. Now we got Houston and Vermont, and Cinderella keep dancing.
This feels like a Cinderella. This feels like Vermont. This does.
And I think it's a good matchup for Vermont in the sense that Houston's not good. If you're talking a 5 seed, I don't think Houston's a great 5 seed. I don't think they end up as a 5 seed when we actually see the tournament.
They might not, especially if they suffer 1 or 2 more losses in their conference. They probably won't.
So for that reason, and I think Vermont's a good team. I think they battle hard. They play some good ball.
They do. And they hung with Providence earlier. They showed they can hang with a 4 seed.
Auburn and Xavier here, Zach. And do you see an upset here, or do you like Auburn?
Okay, this would be a really good game to me. I'm going to say Auburn, but the reason why this would be extremely close is because Xavier has the bigs that can actually match up against Auburn's bigs. And that is why I think it's a close game, but I'm going to go Auburn in a super close game.
And now we see Auburn and Vermont. And does Cinderella keep dancing here, Zach?
I think this also could be close, but I'm about to go Auburn.
Auburn here?
Auburn's athleticism probably is just too much for a Vermont
That's
squad.
the end of the run for that Cinderella right there, but it's a good run here. And it's a run that, as Zach mentioned, could keep going. It's not a definitive Auburn win there.
It's not.
And LSU and Purdue here. And
I think LSU does enough to like maybe make this game, they muddy it up a little bit with their defensive
similar
prowess.
to what we talked about with Tech in the last game or last video.
They do enough to like slow Purdue down, but not enough to win the game, though, to me.
So we go over. And let's go to the other side here.
You want to pick this Purdue Auburn one?
Oh, my bad.
Oh, you're good. Good.
We got Auburn and Purdue. Sorry, folks. Who do you like here, Zach? Purdue?
I like Purdue. I don't. The only reason why is I don't trust Auburn's guards. Simple as that.
Let's go over. And now we'll go to Kansas and Cleveland State. I'm just so excited for Rock Chalk, I guess. Kansas here, I think, wins it.
Yeah.
St. Mary's and Murray State. Do the Racers race out to a victory here?
I think we have to pick. They're 27-2. We got to give them our respect.
Yeah, we'll give it to them. Alabama and North Texas. And we picked the Mean Green last video. Let's send it again.
Ooh. You want to?
Let's send the Mean
Let's
Green.
send it.
Let's
we
send
like
it.
We love the Mean Green.
Let's go. Conference USA. Whoop, 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 whoop. We got Providence and New Mexico State here. And this is one I debate a little bit.
I do. I debate it a lot.
I lean Providence a little bit.
I lean Providence a little bit too. I think it's another close one, but we know Providence loves close ones.
They thrive in those situations. They're like, give me a close game, please.
They win like every single close game they're in. The Nova one was like the first close game they lost in ever this whole season. So let's go Providence though. Let's
go down the bracket and get to Arkansas and TCU and the Hogs.
Let's go Hogs. Hogs are looking nice. Another key win against Florida at Florida. And one of our subscribers made me aware of that was their first time winning at Florida since 1995.
Good for the Hogs.
It is good for the Hogs.
Ooh, big Suey.
Love Eric Musselman too. Like, love those dudes.
Let's go down and keep going. We got Wisconsin taking on Montana State. And I like Wisconsin in this one.
Yeah, I don't see much issue for Wisconsin in this one.
Badgers get it. Marquette taking on Michigan now. And I like the Wolverines a little bit, Zach. I'm not going to lie.
I'm kind of with you with that because I think this whole suspension in a weird way it brings something for Michigan.
Joe.
It can bring the boys together where they know they're like, they can't really, they got to rely on each other, rely on their leaders, and it could flip their season in a good way. And let's see it.
The not fighting Juwan Howards get a win here.
Let's go.
Kentucky taking on Jacksonville State here, and I like Kentucky.
I do too.
And now Kentucky and Michigan, and I think it's a great matchup in the post. I think Sheboy and Dickinson is a great.
It's a fascinating matchup.
It'd be so. I'd love to see it, but I think Kentucky wins it.
I think so too.
I think Kentucky. When you leave the paint, Kentucky's better.
I think
you
that's
leave
it.
That 5 matchup.
Yep, they're better at all the other positions.
Arkansas taking on Wisconsin, and Zach, is Johnny the guy that makes the run this year?
I kind of feel like it. Like if there's somebody that's gonna do that Kemba Walker-esque run, that type of thing, I think it's Johnny Davis this year.
Every year there's someone that kind of takes off and just takes a team on his back and says, "Get on, boys, we're going for a run.
We're going to the Final Four."
And I think Johnny might be that guy.
I think he might be that guy too.
We got North Texas taking on Providence here, and
I don't even want to pick against the Mean Green.
I know, I don't either.
But is it the year of Providence though?
It might be,
because like Providence keeps like these games.
Something seems destined with Providence with all these close games.
It
man.
seems like fate. It seems like fate for at least Providence to make a Sweet 16. Sorry, Mean Green.
No, we're sorry.
It's Providence's year apparently.
Kansas taking on Murray State here. I like to rock chalk it.
Yeah, I like Kansas here too.
And now we got Kansas and Providence. These are two teams that live in. We talk about close games. Kansas lives in close games too, man.
I do too.
So
I think Kansas roster is just better. Though,
yeah,
at most positions, I think they get by kind of easy actually.
Yeah. I just think even if it is close, Kansas has that experience in close games too.
Yep.
Wisconsin taking on Kentucky here, and I want to say Kentucky, but I also want to say Wisconsin, and I'm going to say Wisconsin because going back to our earlier comment about someone always makes a run. One player always puts his team on his back and goes for it, and I think Johnny's going to be the guy this year who does that.
I think so too. Johnny's capable. He's capable of doing it. As good as in Kentucky could easily win this game, but Johnny just as easily could drop 30. I saw a stat against top 25 teams. Johnny averages 25.3 points per game. It shows he doesn't care who he's
wants
playing.
That spotlight. He says, bring him.
Give
him to me. Let me get it. Boys, hop on my back. We're going for a run. We're winning this game.
Johnny's destined for greatness in March Madness. The dude's calm, calm, and collected, and he has confidence. He's got the 4 C's there. The dude could do this.
He's a PTP.
He's a PTP. Prime time player, baby. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Good old Dickie V.
Dickie V. That's for you, Dickie V.
But yeah, let's pick Wisconsin here.
Yep.
And now we got Kansas taking on Wisconsin. And I'm going to leave this to you, Zach.
No, it's a good game. But since we're talking heroics and we're talking Final Four runs and we're talking craziness, let's go Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's go. Let's send Wisconsin there. And we'll go up the bracket. And we've got Arizona now sitting as number 1. And they're taking on UNC Wilmington. And I like Arizona here.
Yeah, Arizona.
Seton Hall taking on Wyoming. And Cowboys?
Let's go Cowboys. Let's do it.
Texas taking on South Dakota State. Horns?
I like the Horns.
Hook 'em Horns?
Hook 'em Horns, baby. They're deep roster.
Illinois taking on Chattanooga. And the Illini to me. Even though
Chattanooga, this is a team I don't know much about, but I know they're putting together a super good year. That's all I know. Like most of these other mid-majors we've seen at least once. I know they're putting together a great year, but Illinois is huge. I mean, huge in the interior. We'll go Illinois.
Iowa taking on North Carolina, and what North Carolina is big, right? But the adage with big guys is they're not quick. They're not going to get down the floor, right?
Yep.
And what does Iowa like to do, Zach?
They run. They run like crazy.
It's a track meet. And for that reason, I like the Hawkeyes.
I'm with you.
We had Tennessee now taking on Northern Iowa. And do we see an Iowa battle in the next round? I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Tennessee's looking tough.
Boise taking on Rutgers. And Rutgers is coming off 2 losses, but I still like Rutgers.
I do too. I still got a lot of faith in Rutgers.
You got Baylor taking on Long Beach State, and I like Baylor here.
Yep.
And now we got Baylor and Rutgers, and this is a matchup we picked Rutgers in last time, but let's go back to Baylor here.
You want to?
What do you think?
You want to double down on Baylor or
want
Rutgers?
double?
Let's double down on Rutgers.
All right. Okay.
I just want to see a 10 seed run by Rutgers.
Okay. I can respect that.
Let's do it.
I can respect that. We got Iowa now taking on Tennessee and running again, Zach.
They do. Iowa likes to get out and run. Tennessee can run a little bit now.
Can they can run?
But can they run? I don't know.
Yeah, can they run that?
And can they stop Keegan Murray
Mhm.
is another question. A National Player of the Year candidate. I could go either way here. I'll lean Iowa. I don't know. I'll go. Do we want to see Big Ten teams meet here? We'll have two Big Ten. What about Iowa? What do you think about Iowa? Or do you want to go Tennessee? I'm so on the fence here. I'll leave this one to your call.
I feel a little more comfortable with Tennessee, especially we just picked the 10.
Let's do it. Let's go Tennessee.
I don't think we're getting the 11-10 in the next round.
Or the 6-10.
The 6-10, sorry, yeah.
No, that's fair. Let's do it. Tennessee Rutgers.
Texas and Illinois here, and you like the Illini, Zach, I'm guessing, and I could get behind the Illini too.
Okay, let's go in a close one. I can
Yeah.
go Illinois getting by.
I don't know. Maybe I think the difference is Kofi. I think Illinois does what they should do every single game, and they just put the ball in the paint to Kofi and let Kofi decide and make decisions. If he wants to go up with it, let him go up and just yam it down or kick it out. Have the trust that Kofi's gonna make the smart decisions.
I think that's what we got to do. I'm with you on that one.
Arizona taking on Wyoming now, and I think it ends for the Cowboys.
Yeah, Arizona killed Wyoming earlier in the year. I don't think it would be a killing, but they'd still win.
Now Arizona taking on Illinois, and it's a rematch of a game we saw earlier this year, and it's a game that Arizona won in Champaign.
It was an impressive win for Arizona, and it made me like that game had high intensity. I do think it hurts me to say I think Arizona's a little bit better in Illinois, so we got to go.
Arizona gets it, and now we got Tennessee and Rutgers. Zach, Tennessee, I think.
Yeah, I'll go Tennessee. Rutgers probably isn't good enough to get to an Elite Eight right now.
Hey, look at the matchup we have again. the matchup me and Zach love. We love to pick this one. I think we got to go Arizona now.
We have to, because it's a 50-50 game. We went Tennessee twice. We'll go Arizona.
It's a coin flip. It's a gut call. We'll mix it up, switch it back to Arizona. It's a great game. I don't know how you put it. It's a great game. And now you got Arizona taking on Wisconsin. And does it end here for Johnny?
We'll have it. I think it does probably end here for Johnny. Like Wisconsin isn't as deep as Arizona is.
I just think maybe he gets cold after the week because there's the time off now and we're going into the third weekend. And I think he gets colder.
And he's got the weight. He's probably has so much weight on his shoulders by this point. Like, and then all the media talking to him. I think a lot of pressure would be in this game.
Mm-hmm.
And they probably fold. We
got Gonzaga now taking on Purdue, as Zach and I call it, the best two teams in basketball. And I don't know. I like Gonzaga in this one now.
I do too. Like, I could see it going either way. And we picked it once Purdue. We'll pick it once Gonzaga. And Gonzaga plays. My fault. Purdue doesn't play defense at times, where Gonzaga has proven to be able to play some defense at times.
A little bit.
And in a shootout, I think Gonzaga probably wins.
And now Gonzaga and Arizona. And I've kept saying I think this might be Gonzaga's year. Where they finally get to cut the nets down.
And in this matchup, I think Gonzaga would win.
Yeah.
I think they get them. Gonzaga's got those boys this year.
They got it, and it's finally Gonzaga's year.
It is.
What's the score here, Zach?
Ooh, these are like the two highest scoring teams in the nation. So let's go like 82-80, I'm feeling.
82-80. The Gonzaga Bulldogs get it. They get their win finally, and they cut the nets down in New Orleans, and they're dancing.
They're having a party in Spokane.
Mark Few and his boys are going.
Let's go. Gonzaga's impressive this year, man.
They're a good team, and I think we've talked about it, why we think they might win it all this year and why they might be better, but we'll see. That's the bracketology for you guys, and we mentioned how thankful we are for your guys' support, but we want to say it one more time, how thankful we are. You guys have helped us get over 100 subs. You've helped us get close to 4,000 views. And it's all thanks to you guys. You guys are what drive us to keep going. We love college basketball, love creating these videos. But if you guys weren't supporting us, we don't know how much we'd keep going with.
Yeah,
right?
the support has been amazing. Keep interacting with us and
keep being there. We'll be there for you guys.
Yep.
Check us out this weekend at ZW Sports Nation or at ZW Nation on Twitter. You're gonna find all live updates and we're gonna get some videos of Zach and I on our road trip down to Logan, and then us in Logan with our Colorado State shirts. We're gonna have some fun with those fans down in there in Logan, and we're gonna just go have a blast. Everything else though, we're gonna try and keep up to date with all this stuff going on this weekend. Let us know what you guys think of some of our picks today. Do you like the upsets that we made? Do you see upset city with Vermont making a run? Maybe. Yeah. What else?
And who's like, if you guys got like a favorite sleeper right now, who's your sleeper team that you really like that you're seeing lately?
Let us know. We'd love to hear from you guys. We'll interact back. Keep being there. Yep. See you guys Tuesday.
All right. See you guys. Appreciate it.
Take care.